It's Thursday Night Football, and the NFC West is up for grabs. The San Francisco 49ers head to SoFi Stadium to clash with the Los Angeles Rams, both teams sitting at 3-1, both hungry to seize control of the division. The Rams ride in with momentum after a dramatic comeback against the Colts, while the 49ers limp in from their first loss of the season, a turnover-plagued stumble at home against Jacksonville. It's a divisional rivalry, a short week, and a chance to tilt the season's balance. Let's start at quarterback. For Los Angeles, Matthew Stafford is thriving. He ranks second in the league in passing yards and has developed instant chemistry with Puka Nacua, who leads the NFL in receptions. With Tutu Atwell stretching defenses and veteran poise in the pocket, Stafford gives the Rams explosive upside on every drive. On the San Francisco side, Brock Purdy's status is clouded by a toe injury, and if he can't go, Mac Jones takes the reins. But don't write off the 49ers. They're still top 5 in passing yards, and Christian McCaffrey remains the centerpiece, averaging over 130 scrimmage yards per game against the Rams in a 49ers uniform. Even with Nick Bosa sidelined, the defense ranks 7th in points allowed. Here's the key: divisional dogs cover. In NFC West rivalry games over the last 5 seasons, underdogs of 6 points or more have cashed nearly 70% of the time. Familiarity shrinks margins, and inflated lines on primetime favorites often burn the public. The Rams may win, but the number is rich, already adjusted for injuries, turnovers, and doubt around San Francisco. So, lean in, listen close, and today's AI pick is the San Francisco 49ers plus 6.5. Will we cash or will we burn? Up next, our recap of Week 4 in a segment we call Did We Cash or Did We Burn? Let's revisit every pick and see how the AI performed last week. Welcome to Did We Cash or Did We Burn? In Week 1, our AI went 11-7. In Week 2, the system finished 8-6. Week 3 brought an 8-9-1 push. So heading into Week 4, the AI sports predictor stood at 27 wins, 22 losses, and 1 push. Now the fire asks, how did the AI do in Week 4?
Thursday Night Football. Seahawks at Cardinals. Our first play of Week 4 came on Thursday night, where the AI locked in on Arizona 1.5 at home against Seattle. For 3 quarters, that pick looked shaky. The Cardinals trailed 20-6 midway through the fourth, with Kyler Murray under constant pressure and Seattle's defense piling up 6 sacks. But then came the rally. Murray hit Marvin Harrison Jr. for a touchdown, and after a missed Seattle field goal, connected with Amari DeMercado to tie the game at 20 with just 33 seconds left. It looked like overtime was coming, and Arizona plus 1.5 would sneak through. Instead, Sam Darnold found Jackson Smith and Jigba for a late strike, and Jason Myers drilled a 52-yard field goal as time expired. Final: Seahawks 23, Cardinals 20. So did we cash or did we burn? We burned. On to the next recap. Sunday morning in Dublin. Vikings vs. Steelers. Our AI leaned on the Vikings 2.5 in Ireland's first ever regular season NFL game, but Pittsburgh came in with Aaron Rodgers and spoiled the party. The Steelers jumped out early, with Rodgers hitting DK Metcalf for an 80-yard score and Kenneth Gainwell pounding in 2 rushing touchdowns. By the third quarter, it was 21-6, and the Vikings were on the ropes. Carson Wentz, filling in for the injured J.J. McCarthy, threw for 350 yards and staged a furious late rally. He hit Xavier Scott for a touchdown, then found Jalen Naylor after an 81-yard strike to Jordan Addison set up the score. Suddenly it was 24-21 with momentum on Minnesota's side. But Pittsburgh's defense, led by T.J. Watt, closed the door with relentless pressure and 2 interceptions. Final score: Steelers 24, Vikings 21. So did we cash or did we burn? We burned. On to the next recap.
Chargers at Giants, Sunday 1 p.m. Our AI called for the Giants, plus 6.5 at home, and New York finally delivered their first win of the season. Rookie quarterback Jackson Dart made his NFL debut and instantly energized MetLife. He opened with a 15-yard rushing touchdown, then later added a 3-yard scoring toss to Theo Johnson. Dart finished with 165 total yards and 2 touchdowns, showing toughness after briefly leaving with an injury. The Chargers answered with a Justin Herbert strike to Quentin Johnston and a 54-yard breakaway run by rookie Omarion Hampton, but turnovers and missed opportunities kept Los Angeles chasing. Herbert threw 2 interceptions, and the Giants' defense came up big in the fourth quarter with a crucial Brian Burns sack that sealed the game. Despite losing Malik Neighbors to injury, the Giants held on for a 21-18 upset. So did we cash or did we burn? We cashed. On to the next recap. Patriots vs. Panthers, Sunday 1 p.m. The AI rolled with New England 5.5, and this one wasn't close. Carolina struck first with a Bryce Young touchdown pass, but after a missed extra point, the momentum shifted for good. Patriots return man Marcus Jones lit the stadium on fire with an 87-yard punt return for a touchdown, then added a 61-yard return later to set up another score. Drake May played efficient football, throwing 2 touchdowns, running for another, and completing 14 of 17 passes for 203 yards. Stephon Diggs was his top target, hauling in 6 catches for 101 yards. The ground game chipped in with touchdowns from Trevayon Henderson and Antonio Gibson as New England dominated both sides of the ball. The Panthers couldn't protect Young, stalled in the red zone, and fell apart in the second half. Final score, Patriots 42, Panthers 13. So did we cash or did we burn? We cashed. On to the next recap.
Eagles vs. Buccaneers, Sunday 1 p.m. Our AI lined up behind the undefeated Eagles, 3.5, and Philadelphia kept the streak alive with another gritty win. Special teams set the tone early when Cameron Lafu blocked a punt and it was returned for a touchdown. From there, Jalen Hurts guided the offense with 2 shovel pass touchdowns to Dallas Goedert and a long scramble that set up another score. The signature moment came on a fake tush push, with Hurts handing to Saquon Barkley for an untouched 6-yard touchdown that pushed the lead to 31-13. Tampa Bay answered with explosive plays, including Baker Mayfield's 77-yard bomb to Emeka Egbuka and a 72-yard strike to Bucky Irving, but turnovers cost them. Mayfield threw an interception in the red zone, and the Eagles' defense came up clutch late, sacking him to end the rally. Final score, Eagles 31, Buccaneers 25. So did we cash, or did we burn? We cashed. On to the next recap. Commanders vs. Falcons, Sunday 1 p.m. Our AI rolled with Atlanta, too, and this time the Falcons' offense delivered behind career best days from Michael Penix Jr. and Bijan Robinson. After getting shut out a week earlier, Penix bounced back with 313 yards and 2 touchdown passes, spreading the ball to Kyle Pitts and Drake London, who both had big afternoons. Robinson was unstoppable, piling up 181 total yards, including a 14-yard touchdown run and a 69-yard catch and run that set up another score. Washington, missing quarterback Jaden Daniels and star receiver Terry McLaurin, leaned on Marcus Mariota, who threw for 2 touchdowns to Deebo Samuel and Luke McCaffrey. The Commanders kept fighting, cutting the lead to 31-24 in the fourth quarter, but Atlanta answered with a clock-killing 14-play drive capped by a field goal. That sealed the game, and the Falcons closed it out 34-27. So did we cash, or did we burn? We cashed. On to the next recap.
Browns vs. Lions. Our AI pick was over 44.5, and this one came down to the dreaded hook. Cleveland opened strong with an 88-yard touchdown drive capped by Quinshon Judkins, but from there, Detroit took control. Jared Goff connected twice with Amon-Ra St. Brown. Jahmyr Gibbs added 91 rushing yards and a touchdown, and Khalif Raymond broke free for a 65-yard punt return score. The Lions' defense forced 3 turnovers from Joe Flacco, turning them into 17 points and putting the game out of reach. Detroit cruised to a 34-10 victory, stacking up highlights on both sides of the ball. But when the final whistle blew, the total sat at exactly 44 points, just a half point shy of our number. The Lions dominated, but the line didn't budge. So did we cash, or did we burn? We burned. On to the next recap. Texans vs. Titans, Sunday 1 p.m. Our AI rolled with Houston, 7, and the Texans delivered in dominant fashion. For the first 3 quarters, it looked like a defensive struggle, with only 2 Kaimi Fairbairn field goals on the board. But once the 4th quarter hit, the Texans' offense exploded. Rookie Woody Marks stole the show, catching a touchdown from C.J. Stroud, and later breaking free for an 18-yard rushing score. Stroud finished with 233 yards and 2 touchdown passes, including a 24-yarder to Jaden Higgins after Derek Stingley's interception set Houston up in scoring position. The Texans' defense did the rest, holding rookie quarterback Cam Ward to just 108 passing yards, forcing 3 sacks, and shutting Tennessee out completely. It was Houston's first shutout since 2010, and the Titans' offense never had a chance. Final score, Texans 26, Titans 0. A wire-to-wire cover. So did we cash or did we burn? We cashed. On to the next recap.
Saints vs. Bills, Sunday 1 p.m. Our AI went with the Saints pleasant 15.5 on the road in Buffalo, and New Orleans found just enough fight to cover. The Bills opened with a bang. Josh Allen hit Khalil Shakir on a 43-yard score, then added a rushing touchdown to build an early 14-7 lead. But the Saints hung around. Rookie quarterback Spencer Rattler connected with Chris Olave for a short touchdown, and Kendre Miller ripped off an 18-yard scoring run. Buffalo looked ready to pull away when Allen scrambled for a 27-yard gain and found Dalton Kincaid for the back-breaking touchdown, but New Orleans' defense forced field goals and limited damage when it mattered. Allen finished with 3 total touchdowns, while James Cook piled up 117 rushing yards. The Bills stayed undefeated, winning 31-19, but thanks to steady late scoring from New Orleans, the spread stayed safe. So did we cash or did we burn? We cashed. On to the next recap.
After Thursday night's burn on Cardinals .1.5, our AI bounced back strong in the Sunday 1 p.m. window. Out of 8 games, the system hit 6 and dropped 2. Wins came on the Giants plus 6.5, Patriots 5.5, Eagles 3.5, Falcons 2, Texans 7, and Saints plus 115.5. The losses, Vikings 2.5 against the Steelers, and the over 44.5 in Browns versus Lions that died by the dreaded half point. That puts us at 0-1 Thursday, 6-2 Sunday early, for a total of 6-3 heading into the 4 p.m. slate. Now the fire turns. How did the AI do as the late games unfolded?
Jaguars versus 49ers, Sunday, 4:05 p.m. The AI leaned on San Francisco 3.5 at home, but Jacksonville's opportunistic defense and special teams flipped the script. The 49ers jumped ahead with a field goal, but the Jaguars stormed back in the second quarter. Travis Etienne ripped off a 48-yard run after a forced fumble, Trevor Lawrence found Hunter Long for a touchdown, and Jacksonville turned turnovers into points. The highlight came in the third, when Parker Washington broke free for an 87-yard punt return touchdown, the Jaguars' first such play since 2017. Brock Purdy, back from injury, piled up 309 passing yards and 2 touchdowns, but he was undone by 2 interceptions and a costly strip sack from former 49er Eric Armstead in the final minutes. That sealed Jacksonville's 26-21 upset win, handing the 49ers their first loss of the season and sinking our ticket. So did we cash or did we burn? We burned. On to the next recap. Colts versus Rams, Sunday, 4:05 p.m. Our AI leaned on the under 49.5 in Los Angeles, and it came through. The Colts and Rams combined for plenty of drama, but not enough points to break the total. Matthew Stafford threw for 375 yards and 3 touchdowns, including a late 88-yard bomb to Tutu Atwell that sealed the win, but miscues and turnovers kept the scoreline contained. The Colts had their own big moment slip away when Adonai Mitchell fumbled just before crossing the goal line on what looked like a 76-yard touchdown. Daniel Jones kept Indianapolis alive with a touchdown strike to Michael Pittman Jr., but penalties and 2 late interceptions stalled drives. Puka Nacua was the star for LA, hauling in 13 catches for 170 yards and a score, while the Rams' defense sealed it with a pair of picks. Final score, Rams 27, Colts 20, comfortably under the number. So did we cash or did we burn? We cashed. On to the next recap.
Our AI grabbed Chicago Bond Point 5, and the Bears pulled off a nail-biting cover and win in Las Vegas. It was a wild back-and-forth affair. The Raiders leaned on rookie Ashton Genie, who scored 3 touchdowns and rushed for 138 yards, but turnovers kept them from putting the game away. Chicago's defense forced 4 takeaways, including 3 interceptions off Geno Smith, to keep things close. Caleb Williams didn't have his sharpest outing, but when it mattered, he delivered. Trailing 24-19 late, Williams engineered a 69-yard drive capped by DeAndre Swift's 2-yard touchdown run with just 1:34 left. That gave the Bears the lead, but Vegas still had a chance. Daniel Carlson lined up for a 54-yard field goal, only for Josh Blackwell to break through and block it, sealing the upset. Final score, Bears 25, Raiders 24, and our ticket cashed. So did we cash, or did we burn? We cashed. On to the next recap. Ravens versus Chiefs, Sunday, 4:25 p.m. Our AI took Baltimore 2.5, but Kansas City had other plans. Patrick Mahomes lit up Arrowhead with a vintage performance, throwing for 270 yards and 4 touchdowns, spreading the ball to 4 different receivers. The Ravens, meanwhile, entered banged up on defense and kept losing starters as the game went on. Lamar Jackson managed a first-half touchdown pass but threw his first interception of the season, then left in the third quarter with a hamstring injury, leaving Cooper Rush to finish the game. From there, the Chiefs poured it on. Isaiah Pacheco and Juju Smith-Schuster scored early, Tyquan Thornton added a second-half touchdown, and Marquise Brown sealed it with a fourth-quarter grab to cap a 37-20 rout. Justice Hill's late 71-yard run gave Baltimore a spark, but it wasn't nearly enough. The Chiefs rolled, and our ticket went up in smoke. So did we cash, or did we burn? We burned. On to the next recap.
Packers versus Cowboys. Sunday Night Football. Our AI grabbed the Cowboys plus 6.5, and this wild primetime shootout ended right on the number with a historic tie. Green Bay and Dallas went back and forth all night, trading touchdowns in a game that featured 7 consecutive lead changes in regulation. Jordan Love threw for 337 yards and 3 touchdowns, all to Romeo Doubs, while Josh Jacobs added 2 scores on the ground. Dak Prescott matched him with 319 passing yards and 3 total touchdowns, finding George Pickens for 2 of them. The Cowboys even led late after Javonte Williams powered in from the Wildcat. But a 53-yard field goal at the buzzer from Brandon McManus forced overtime, where both teams traded short field goals. Neither side could break through, and it ended 40-40, the second highest scoring tie in pro football history. So did we cash, or did we burn? We cashed. On to the next recap. Here's where the AI stood heading into Monday night. Thursday night, we started with a stumble, going 0-1 on Cardinals plus 1.5. Sunday's early slate turned it around, delivering a 6-2 performance at 1 p.m. In the 4 p.m. window, the system split, going 2-2. On Sunday Night Football, the Cowboys plus 6.5 came through in a wild 40-40 tie, pushing us to 1-0 under the lights. That brought the weekly record to 9-5 through Sunday, a strong bounce after the opener. Now the fire turns to the final test of Week 4, Monday Night Football. Let's see how the AI did when the lights came on one last time.
Week 4 came to a close under the Monday night lights, and the AI couldn't find the finish. Our first play was Jets plus 2.5, but Miami held on for a 27-21 win. The second was Bengals plus 8.5, and Denver dominated 28-3. That sent us 0-2 on Monday, finishing Week 4 at 9-7 overall. Through 4 weeks, the AI Sports Predictor sits at 36 wins, 29 losses, and 1 push, good for a 55.38% winning percentage on the season. A winning record, a profitable grind, and the fire keeps burning as we move into Week 5.